friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a bit of an exciting little video that I wanted to show you guys. I am finally doing something which I have been wanting to do, and that is cross stitch. Now, if you don't know what cross stitch is, it's basically a form of embroidery where you basically sew a picture into a piece of fabric. Now, I bought this kit here on eBay, and there's a bunch of things in here which are really cool, but there's also these things which I'm looking at right now and I have no idea what they are. But we have a bunch of needles here, we have some needle threaders, we have some pretty cool scissors which I've never seen before, and these lovely embroidery threads. Now, I actually got this kit from eBay for about 20 bucks or so, and I am very surprised with the quality and like everything that you get. Like, I got all of these tools and I don't even really know what most of them are, but you know, they gotta come in handy sometime. Now today I'm going to dabble a little bit in this. I'm just going to make two small artworks here, and I do have a bigger piece of this sort of fabric stuff, and I really wanted to do just a really big epic piece, like of something that was really cool with like pixel art and stuff, but I kind of spent a lot of time on these little cross stitches here. To put things in perspective, for this video I had 15 hours of footage to edit, and I didn't even film the whole time. I probably filmed maybe half the time, so these things took me so long to make. But I really do love the results, and it was kind of relaxing, to be honest. Well, at the start anyways. Towards the end I was like going a little bit crazy because I had spent like nearly 30 hours. I don't know, that's just a guess, but I did film half the time roughly, and yeah, the math kind of checks out. But anyways, what are we making today? We are stitching some cute little Pokemon, because I realized that with cross stitch it's a lot of tiny little squares. And what else is a lot of tiny little squares? Well, pixel art, of course. And when I think of pixel art, I think of the Pokemon sprites, especially the sort of older ones, and I really wanted to do them, which I know I have been doing a lot of Pokemon art lately on this channel. My last two videos were Pokemon, but we'll just ignore that. But yeah, the sprites turned out really cute. Now, the colors aren't perfect in these, but to be honest, I do kind of like that in a way, because it's a little bit charming that way. Also, you know, it kind of reminds me of the sort of older sprites in the games where they had a limited color palette which they could use, so they were really creative in the way that they sort of depicted the colors that the Pokemon actually are. And to be honest, that is like exactly the same thing that I'm doing right now, because I only have these colors which came in this pack, so I just did the best I could, and I think it's pretty cute. So the Pokemon today we are making obviously is this cute little Eevee. Now I love Eevee. Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemon because I love that it can evolve into like multiple different kinds, and it's so versatile, but also it's just so cute. Look at its little face. So yeah, here is this Eevee now, and I realized once I took these out of the holder things, they are very sort of crinkled up where it was holding it really tightly. But I looked up how to get rid of that, and it was just really easy. I just ran it under some water and gave it a bit of a wash, which is good because you know, hand oils and stuff, so I gave it a little bit of a wash and dried it out, and it went nice and flat like usual. But yeah, so the next Pokemon we are doing today is Psyduck. Psyduck is one of my favorite Pokemon as well, because he is just so goofy, he's so cute, and he constantly has a headache. So I kind of relate to him in that way. But yeah, I love Psyduck because it's just so cute and goofy and yellow, which is my favorite color. So yeah, with the Psyduck, obviously I was doing the same thing where it was pixel art, and I just used that as a pattern. And I actually went on the internet and went to to search a few different cross stitch patterns because they have like different symbols for different colors, so it just made things a little bit easier to know which colors I would put where. And yeah, obviously I did have that limited color palette as well, so the shadow parts on Psyduck, I did this sort of light orange color instead of a dark yellow color, which to be honest I kind of like anyways, because as I said before, it is charming, and it kind of just gave it a really interesting shading with the orange as the shadow. And to be honest, I really like that. I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, here is Psyduck now, and he doesn't really look much like a Psyduck, I don't think. That's mainly because I went in with specific colors at first, just because I found that a little bit easier. And yeah, so let's talk about the cross stitching methods that I have been using. You can at first sort of just do like an X as you do, because that's basically it, it's a cross stitch. But I used a few different ways to do it. First, I kind of went in with just X's, like, you know, crisscross, crisscross, if that makes sense at all, I don't know. But also, I went in with the diagonal strokes one way, and then just did like a whole line of those. And then what I did was I went back over them to do the other diagonal line to make them all across. And I actually found that a lot faster and a bit more efficient than just going in with the criss and then the cross, if that makes sense. But yeah, I actually had a lot of fun doing these, and it was really sort of relaxing. I could just sit back and listen and watch my partner Jessie play Assassin's Creed. I love that game. And yeah, this was pretty fun. Now, this is definitely not something I have done on this channel. It's actually not something I have done ever. This is my first time trying cross stitch, but I really do like it. I think it's fun. After nearly 20 hours though, it was a bit less fun, but it was still fun. But anyways, I just sort of concentrated on filling in all of the gaps which I needed to fill in, and yeah, it was kind of cool. So now here is all of the yellow finally being added to Psyduck. And at first I kind of didn't like the way that the yellow sort of just stopped and then it went to the orange. I felt like it needed a little bit more of a transition there because it was a little bit too different, and I didn't really want to add blending too much to these. However, I just felt like I needed it a little bit, so what I actually did was over the top of some of the orange stitches, I just did one diagonal stitch of yellow, and now that was just to sort of add a little bit of a yellow over the top of the orange, just in between the yellow and the orange, just to try and sort of blend it out and make a bit of a gradient as best as I could anyways. But yeah, after I did all of the colors, I went in with the black, well, most of the colors, and then I went in with the black, and that just sort of gave Psyduck his lovely line art and shading. Well, not shading, I don't know why I said that, but it kind of just brought it all together, and yeah, he looks so cute. I actually really love the Psyduck. I think I like the Psyduck a bit more than the Eevee, but to be honest, they're both cool. But to be honest, there was one issue which I kind of just really needed to fix. Once I took them out of the hoop, they were kind of just sitting in the middle of a blank white background, and I'm a sucker for backgrounds. I love adding backgrounds to my art, or at least some form of background elements or a frame or something, just to enhance the artwork a little bit. So of course I had to do it with this time as well, and so I went in with Eevee and I did some lovely little flowers to match the grass which was on either side of Eevee. I think that's really cute, and just adds a little bit more to the art, and it just gives it a little bit more detail, and obviously it's really cute. With the Psyduck, I basically went in with a big square for the background, and I did a sort of water pattern. I used a light blue and a very sort of purpley blue which was the shadow one, and I did that because Psyduck had those orange shadows, so he had a sort of reddish tone in his shadows, so I wanted the water to sort of match, so that's why I did the sort of purpley blue for the shadows of the water. And yeah, I am so happy with how these turned out. It took me so long to make though. I'm kind of done with it, but I do want to make a really big one in the future, so please let me know below if you're interested in that. I don't even know if you guys are interested in a cross-stitch video anyways, because it's kind of different to what I've done, but I try to make it still similar to my usual art by doing like the same subjects. Yeah. So here's the final results for these, and I love them so much. I just think they're really cute and charming, and I would love to like do something like that on maybe like clothes or something. I think that would be really cool. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to get your scribble fix. Yep, I made this channel name supposedly to say that in every video, but I never did because it was cringy, but screw it, I'm doing it now. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.